Hello YouTube. So today we're going to be unboxing a new laptop which I got here. As you might be able to see, this is a Lenovo laptop. It is a Lenovo Yoga C930, and you can see all its details right here. It has a Core i7 processor, 8550U, so it is an 8th generation Core i7 processor. And it looks to be 1.8 gigahertz, or at least that's the base clock speed. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte of, I believe it's an NVMe SSD drive. The display, you can see it's a 13.9-inch UHD IPS display, so it is 4K, which I'm excited about that. This is the first 4K display I've ever had. Even though it's on a laptop, so it's going to be a very extremely high pixel density, especially on a 14-inch screen. So yeah, you can see all the other details. Lenovo C930 laptop. The battery is 60 watt hours. Also about that. Yeah, so that's the outside of the box. Really, it's just a cardboard box. So I actually got this laptop because before I was using my MacBook. It's a 2016 MacBook Pro, and that laptop, it has 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabyte SSD, which is pretty low, but I mean it worked fine for me. But the big problem with that laptop is that the battery expanded and bloated on the laptop, so I had to get a new one. I think I was able to fix that laptop though. I replaced the battery, so that should be good. But just for the purposes of having a reliable computer, I have this laptop. So as you can see, it looks like there's another box inside. Let's get that open. So I guess if you order this from Amazon, which is where I got this, it has this foam to protect it, so it should have shipped without incident. And when you take it off, this is the actual box of it. Lenovo Yoga. You can see right here. Not much. You can see it has this kind of holographic. The plastic is kind of holographic, which I guess it's just something on the box, you could see. And then here we have the same specifications that we had on the outside of the box. 1 terabyte SSD, UHD screen, and 16 gigs of RAM. Yeah, so just there. This is a pretty kind of minimalistic box, almost like a MacBook, except it's not. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just peel off the plastic and see the actual computer. One reason I got this computer specifically is I believe it can work with the same accessories as my MacBook Pro, which basically means that it has USB-C and Lightning, so that's very important for modern computers. If you want any advice from me, I would say if you're getting a modern computer, make sure it has USB-C. It's just a very versatile port, especially if it has Lightning. So as we open it up, you could see right here that it's kind of in a plastic sleeve. I believe this is the actual laptop. So yeah, let's open it up. And this is just kind of a cheap plastic sleeve. I guess you could use it to carry the laptop if you really wanted. But yeah, so this is fairly heavy, actually. For its size, it's quite a bit heavier than you might expect, though it's not that heavy, and it's kind of a small form factor. So let's keep that aside. We'll take a look more at it later. But let's just see the accessories that it came with, though. Wow, this box is very, very Apple product like, even with these kind of little boxes. So yeah, one of these should have the charger, one of them might have something else. I'm just presuming that this box is empty now, so I'll just set this aside. This box could set aside right there. So, and this is a little box that it came with. So yeah, this is a power cord. So it has a 3-prong power cord. So I guess that's nice. And here's the actual charger. You can see it's just a charging brick that a laptop usually has. It's covered in plastic, but you might be able to see that this is a 65-watt charger. And yeah, so that's, I guess, a standard amount of power you could get from it. And look right here, it's a USB-C PD. So USB-C power delivery is what this will give you. So just to see what kind of voltage it gets, yeah, just the typical USB-C specification is what this will give you. It'll give you 5 volts, 12 volts. Yeah, this is a USB-C. It'll give you 5 volts, 9 volts, 15 volts, and 20 volts. And you can see it right here. So, well, I guess the plastic's reflective, but yeah, that is something that I really wanted with this laptop, is that it has a versatile charger. So you could presumably charge this laptop with any USB-C power supply. Obviously the one that it has, they'll probably prefer to charge off of 20 volts just to charge faster, but you could probably charge it off of any USB. We'll actually test that in the video. But here it is. It's a pretty nice laptop. It's made out of metal. So basically what I wanted with this laptop was kind of a MacBook but as a PC, and I think that's what you get here with Windows. Well, one problem I've had with Mac laptops is that a lot of the applications which I use for school require Windows, so that's good to have here. And you can see that it's kind of on the sides of it. This side is pretty bare. I think this might be, I don't really know what's here. Yeah, something's here. It might be an SD card spot or something, I'm not sure. The power button's here on the side, so you don't have to open up the screen to power it on. As far as ports go, you have a full-size USB port, a USB-C port that is charging. So from what you could, I'm trying to get into focus, but yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. So you have 2 USB-C ports, and you can see from the decals that it has here, both of them are Thunderbolt, but this one has a plug on it. So I think it is suggesting that you can only charge through this port, which might be something to note. But they are both Thunderbolt ports, so any things you could use Thunderbolt for, you could use on this laptop. So an external graphics card or just dongles or whatever you have here. You also have a headphone jack as well. So yeah. So yeah, that's about all there is to see on the inside, on the outside of the laptop. So let's look on the inside. This is a 2-in-1. So as it is here, it has a keyboard and trackpad. This is a fairly large trackpad, but it is much smaller than the MacBook's trackpad. It has Dolby Atmos sound, so I guess, yeah, speaker system. So what you should be able to do with this laptop is actually bend it over, and it makes kind of an awkward tablet. that's not what I really want to use this laptop for. I want to use it as a laptop. If you want a tablet, I guess you could use this as a tablet. So this is actually a stylus, I believe. Yeah. So if you want to draw on it, you could use a stylus. It's kind of a cheap stylus. It looks like a Nintendo DS stylus, actually. It has, I guess, these are to charge it or something. So yeah, you could probably draw on this like it's an iPad Pro. But I'm not sure if you would want to use it for that purpose. So let's power it on and see if it has any charge in it out of the box. I'm holding the power button and it doesn't seem to be turning on. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to cut the video here and I'm going to plug it in, power it, and see if we could get this thing to power. Alright, so we plugged it in and the keyboard seems to have lit up. I'm not sure. Yeah, so here it is, it's powering on into a Windows 10 operating system, though it has a custom logo. So one thing that I see, I believe this is a fingerprint reader. Right here, so we might be able to take advantage of that. So I just took some time to set up this laptop, get everything configured, and here we have it right here on the Windows 10 desktop. I will be doing more of a full video about this laptop later, but just right now I thought that I'd give a bit of an overview. So yeah, you can see it's just the Windows 10 desktop. This is the touchscreen, so you can move it around just like any other tablet. You can bend it around and it will reconfigure itself to a tablet mode. So it does have a sensor, so you could put it like this as a tent and it should go right here. Yeah, so do you want to switch to tablet mode? Always yes. So I'm going to say no. And here you have the Windows 10 desktop. And you could hold it as a tablet. The start menu. Yeah, so it works like that. And you could just flip it back over and use it as a laptop, which I think is kind of an interesting feature, but this thing is pretty heavy, so if you buy this, you're going to use it more as a laptop, which is, I guess, what I was going to say. The battery on this thing is 50% charged. It says 47 minutes until it's fully charged, so I guess that's fine. It's charging off of the AC adapter via USB-C right now. Also, right now, this laptop is kind of warm to the touch around this edge, so it's actually pretty hot right here. I don't really know if it's doing something, or that just it's idle temperature. Maybe it's because it's charging the battery, I guess, possibly. Also, this screen bezel is kind of weird. You could see that the screen is really only going to here, which is a bit awkward. You would kind of expect the screen to go all the way to the bottom. It is kind of just a stupid thing to say, but if that bugs you, be aware that the bezel of the screen is kind of awkward on the bottom. Maybe it's just there because it has something to do with this being a 2-in-1, possibly. Also, the keyboard on this, I'm coming from a MacBook Pro with the butterfly keyboard. A lot of people say that that keyboard's bad, but I thought it's okay when it works, which is only sometimes. This keyboard, of course, is new, so it works, and the keys feel fine. They feel like just any other laptop that you would get 10 years ago or whatever. For comparison, I'll bring out an older laptop. This is a Dell Latitude 1500, which I got here. I've made a video about it before. It's just an older laptop. This laptop, it has kind of the older keys, which go down all the way. These keys are pretty worn, but I think they're comparable to these keys, but this is more of a chiclet design, I guess. Also, one weird thing, this laptop is way thicker. You can see this laptop, it's pretty thin. Whereas this older laptop from like 2006 is way thicker, but they feel about... This Dell laptop is only slightly heavier. So this laptop is very dense. Yeah, I could sign in with the fingerprint reader, which is one thing that I set up using Windows Hello. So let's do a bit of an experiment. So the charger for this is USB-C. So in theory, I should be able to charge it using this adapter thing, which is just a USB-A to USB-C cable plugged into a 6 amp hour battery pack. With my MacBook, I could charge it off of this thing. It won't charge very fast, and if I'm doing a heavy workload on this laptop, it'll just drain the battery slower. But the point is, it will take power from this. So I think as an interesting experiment, this has USB-C, so let's see if this computer will take power from this low of a power source. So you can see this USB-C is power delivery USB-C, whereas this is just normal regular USB-C. And let's plug it in and see if it does anything. So to get this to work, you have to turn it on. Slow USB-C charger connected. So it recognized, I guess, that it is plugged into something. Yeah, so I don't think it's really interested in taking power from this, which may be expected. This is kind of it's a Core i7 processor, just feeling at its warmth to the touch. It's driving a 4K display, which probably takes a lot of power, so I don't really think this is gonna want to take power from this. Yeah, so let's turn it on. Maybe I could charge it using this if the laptop is off, so that might work. But the versatility of this is kind of suspect, so I guess just keep your normal regular USB power delivery charger around, and it could charge it with 65 watts of power. And yeah, so it is much happier when it's plugged in to the charger which it came with, which I guess you would expect. So overall, my thoughts on this laptop, it seems pretty good right now. I haven't done much work with it. I've just opened it out of the box. I will make another video about it, so expect that later. But right now, I think we'll just let it charge, and I'll get all my applications installed on it, and we'll see you then.